name is Michael Blinn, and I'm chairman of the board for the Leawood Stage Company. Leawood Stage Company is excited to present an alternative form of performance while the nation is facing the challenge of social distancing. Like other theaters in the Kansas City area, LSC will not be able to produce live theater during the pandemic of COVID-19 until later this year. In order to give talented actors a creative outlet, Leawood Stage Company decided to experiment with some online plays. We know that you, our audience members, are starved for great entertainment. We are also pleased to welcome to you Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing, the first of 3 plays. Each show will be a play reading that is completely rehearsed and recorded on Zoom, keeping actors and audiences safe. Anyone will be able to watch the performance at their convenience by streaming it live on Facebook or YouTube. If you enjoy the performance, please share with your friends. Much Ado About Nothing will run for several weeks. We would like to thank our presenting sponsor, BRR Architecture, for their support, and we want to thank the City of Leawood and all of our advertisers. There will be a short intermission in the performance for you to take a break and to refill your drinks. Then come back, enjoy the advertisements, and enjoy the second act. A huge thank you to director David Martin and his cast for being willing to venture into uncharted waters with a new experience in performing arts. At the end of the performance, there will be credits for this talented group of actors. At the end of June, come back online and see the second play, The Importance of Being Earnest. Please check www.leawoodstagecompany.org for more information about LSC and our online performances. Thank you for joining us, and please enjoy the production of Much Ado About Nothing. Thank you.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon came this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
And I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars, or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
My cousin means Signor Benedick of Padua.
Oh, well, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedick too much, but he'll be meat with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars, and a good soldier, too.
Oh, and a good soldier to a lady, but what is he to a lord?
lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
Oh, it is so indeed. He's no less than a stuffed man, but for the stuffing, well, we're all mortal.
You must not mistake my niece. There is kind of a merry war betwixt Signor Benedick and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedick, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Oh, do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Oh, Don Pedro is approached.
Good Signor Leonato. Are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Well, her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her? If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedick. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Oh, is it possible Disdain should die while she hath such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedick? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted, and I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God and my cold blood. I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Well, scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue and so good a continuer, but keep your way in God's name, I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Signor Claudio and Signor Benedick, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not a man of many words, but I thank you.
Please it your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Benedick, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as a young, honest man should, for my simple true judgment, or would you have me speak after my custom, as a professed tyrant of their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. And being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Wouldst thou buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow?
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked upon.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Come to this. Shall I never see a bachelor of 60 again? Go to, a faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
He is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark you how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That neither feel I how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die at it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her my most humble thanks. But that I will have a recheat winded in my forehead, or hang a bugle in invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger? With sickness, or with hunger? My lord, not with love. Prove that I ever lose more blood with love than I will ever get again with drinking. Pluck out mine eyes with the ballad maker's pen, and hang me up at the door of a brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument. Good Signor Benedick, repair to Leonato's, commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made a great preparation.
I have almost enough matter in me for such an embassage, and so I leave you.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant, in their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her father, and with her, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this end that thou began to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion.
I know we shall have revelling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then, after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds, therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance?
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jests, eat when I have stomach and wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy and tend on no man's humor, laugh when I am merry and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker and a hedge than a rose in his grace, and it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though, it cannot be said that I am a flattering, honest man. It must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Borachio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Marry, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
Oh, how came you to this?
As I was smoking a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudio hand in hand, in sad conference. I whipped me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued.
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Was not Don John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
Well, he were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedick. The one is too like an image and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband, if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
For the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face.
Well, you may light on a husband that hath no beard.
Well, what should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Oh, yes, Faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Oh, not until God make men of some other metal than earth.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not wooed in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything, and so dance out the answer.
Oh, cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I've a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are entering, brother. Make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly, and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so when I please.
Speak low if you speak love.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonio.
And a warrant, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
Oh, you could never do him so ill unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he, you are he.
And a word, I am not.
Come, come, do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself?
No.
Go to mum, you are he. Guess will appear and there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales? Well, this was Signor Benedick that said so.
What's he?
Oh, I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which peradventure, not marked or not laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. Oh, we must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any will, I will leave them at the next turning.
Sure my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are not you Signor Benedick?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too. He swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedick, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio, the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her. I pray you, leave me.
How now, you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me, but not know me? The prince's fool? It may be that I go under that title because I am merry, yea, but so am I apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him truly, that your grace had got the goodwill of his young lady, and I offered him my company for a willow tree, either to make him a garland, as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod, as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped, what's his fault?
Well, the flat transgression of a schoolboy who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Wilt thou make a trust a transgression? The transgression is in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss the rod had been made, and the garland too, for the garland he might have bestowed on himself, and the rod he might have bestowed on you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I will but teach them to sing and restore them to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith, you say honestly.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel with you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
She misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak with but one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I'd been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there would be no living near her. Come, talk not of her.
Well, look, here she comes.
Will your grace commend me any service to the world's end? I will go to the slightest errand now to the Antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a tooth picker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot, fetch you the hair off the great Chiam's beard. Do you any embassage to the pygmies rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy? Have you no employment for me?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedick.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
No, I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, something of that jealous complexion.
Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let not him speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool, it keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance! Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. Well, I may sit in a corner and cry, hey ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
Oh, I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands, if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
Oh, no, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to me very best becomes you, for out of questions you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady, she were an excellent wife for Benedick.
Oh, Lord, my Lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Auntie Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
And not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 night, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake the head at so long a breathing, but I warn thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedick and Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedick is not the unhopefullest husband that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedick. And I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedick that in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicine to me. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince, your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio to a contaminated stale. Such a one is Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know Hero loves me. They will scarcely believe you without a trial. Offer them instances, which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window, hear me call Margaret Hero, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime, I shall so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty, that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can, I will put it in practice. Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. Such a man is Claudio. You know, I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now he had rather hear the tabor and the pipe. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and soldier, and now he has turned orthography. His words are the very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me into an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it. Till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. Till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain, wise or I'll none, virtuous or I'll never cheapen her, fair or I'll never look on her, mild or come not near me, noble or not I for an angel, of good discourse, excellent musician, and her hair shall be of whatever color it please God. Ha, 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 the prince and Monsieur Love, I will hide me in the arbor.
Come, shall we hear this music? See you where Benedick hath hid himself?
Oh, very well, my lord.
Come, Balthasar, we'll hear that song again.
Oh, good, my lord, tax not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
Ah, it is the witness still of excellency to put a strange face on his own perfection. I pray thee sing, and let me woo no more.
All right, because you talk of wooing, I will sing. Since many a wooer doth commence his suit to her he thinks not worthy, yet he woos, yet will he swear he loves.
Nay, pray thee, come, if thou wilt hold longer argument, do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine worth the noting. Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever, one foot in sea and one on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny. Sing no more ditties, sing no more of dumps so dull and heavy. The fraud of man was ever so, since summer first was leafy. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny.
By my troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, my lord.
No, faith, thou sing'st well enough for a shift.
And had he been a dog, it should have howled thus, they would have hanged him. I pray God his bad voice bode no mischief. I had lief have heard the night raven come what plague might have come after it.
Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me of today? That your niece, Beatrice, was in love with Signor Benedick?
Oh, aye. Stalk on, the foul sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedick, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Oh, God, counterfeit? There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why, what effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedick.
I should think this a gull, but the white-bearded fellow speaks it. Knavery cannot sure hide itself in such reverence.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedick?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment. She'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedick, God give me patience.
She is an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion she is virtuous.
And she is exceedingly wise.
In everything but loving Benedick.
Oh, my lord, wisdom and blood, combating in so tender a body. We have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath the victory. I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I pray you, tell Benedick of it, and hear what he will say.
Were it good, you think?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate her one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well, if she should make tender of her love. 'Tis very possible he'll scorn it, for the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedick and tell him of her love?
Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedick well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
Oh, my lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If ye do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewomen carry. The sport will be when they hold one an opinion of another's dotage, and no such matter. That's the scene that I would see, which will be merely a dumb show. Let us send her to call him in to dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. Seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? Why, it must be requited. They will say I bear myself proudly if I receive the love come from her. They say, too, that she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness. And virtuous. 'Tis so. I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. Now, I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I've railed so long against marriage, but doth not appetite alter? A man loves the meat of his youth, that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No. The world must be peopled. And when I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no pains, no more pains for these thanks than you took pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure in the message?
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, signor? Fare you well.
Ah, Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. There's double meaning in that. I took no more pains than you took pains to thank me. That's as much to say, any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a villain. I will go in to dinner.
No, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, our talk must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, for look where Beatrice like a lapwing runs, close by the ground to hear our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with golden oars from the silver stream and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So we angle for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine coverture. Fear you not, my part of the dialogue.
Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so dearly?
So says the prince and my new betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full a fortune a bed as even Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape nor project of affection. She's so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she'll make a sport of it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured. Oh, but she would spell him backward. So turned she every man the wrong side out, and never give to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, and such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with which, therefore, let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it, hear what she will say.
No, rather, I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion, and truly I'll devise some honest slanders and to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin so wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment. Having so swift and excellent a wit, she is prized to have as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellent did earn it ere he had it. She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it prove so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
Fire is in my ears. Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedick, love on! I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, My kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reportingly.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I, and methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant. There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
You must hang it first and draw it afterwards.
What? Sigh for the toothache?
Where is but a humor or a worm?
Well, everyone can master a grief that he that has it.
Yet say I, he is in love.
There is no appearance of fancy in him.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Yea, or to paint himself, for the which I hear what they say of him.
Nay, but his jesting spirit, which is now crept into a lute string, and now governed by stops.
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too. I warrant one that knows him not.
Yes, and his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried with her face upwards.
Yet is this no charm for the toothache. Old signor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then the 2 bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good e'en, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hope to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why, what's the matter?
I came hither to tell you. The lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she. Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her, but it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight, why I should not marry her, tomorrow in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no farther till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
O day untowardly turned.
O mischief strangely thwarting.
O plague right well prevented. So will you say when you have seen the sequel.
Hey.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, or else it were pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Hugh Oatcake, sir, or George Seacoal, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacoal. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have. Oh, I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favor, sir, why, God give you thanks. And make no boast of it, and for your writing and reading, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch, therefore bear you the lantern. All right, this is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrom men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Why then, take no note of him, but let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
And if he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We would rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you are to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Oh, why then, let them alone, so they are sober. If they make you not, then the better answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
Yeah. If you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. And for such a kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
But if we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Oh, truly, by your office you may, but I think they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
Oh.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear?
Why then, depart in peace, and let the child wake her with crying. For the ewe that will not hear the lamb when it baas will never answer a calf when he bleats.
Oh, 'tis very true.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of weight chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsel and your own, and good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One word more, honest neighbors. I pray you watch about Signor Leonato's house. For the wedding be there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu, be vigilant, I beseech you.
What? Conrade!
Peace, stir not.
Conrade, I say!
Here, man, I am at thy elbow.
Mass! And my elbow itched. I thought there would a scab follow.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore, no. I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows thou art unconfirmed. Thou knowest that the fashion of a doublet or a hat or a cloak is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
Tush, I may as well say the fool's the fool. But seest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know that deformed. He has been a vile thief this 7 year. I remember his name.
Didst thou hear somebody?
No, 'twas the vein on the house. What art thou thyself giddy with the fashion too, that thou hast shifted out of thy tale into this telling me of the fashion?
Not so neither. But know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out her mistress' chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. Oh, I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master, planned and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero.
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed the next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw or night and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name, stand! Call up the right master constable. We have recovered here the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know him. He wears a lock.
Troth, I think your other dress were better.
No, pray thee, good Meg, our this.
By my troth's not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tire within excellently. If the hair were thought browner, and your gown's a most rare fashion to save. I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
By my troths, but a nightgown in respect of yours. Cloth of gold, and cuts, and laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts round underboard with a bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on it.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee! Are not ashamed.
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Is not your lord honorable without marriage? Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think, and it be the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise 'tis light and not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice else, here she comes.
Good morrow, coz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I'm out of all other tune, methinks. 'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I'm exceedingly ill. Hey-ho.
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband?
For the letter that begins them all, H.
Well, and you be not turned Turk, there's no more sailing by the sky.
What means the fool, trow?
Nothing, but God sent everyone their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me, they are an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maid and stuffed. There's goodly catching a cold.
Oh, God help me. God help me. How long have you professed apprehension?
Ever since you left it. Doth not my wit become me rarely?
Oh, it is not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. By my troth, I'm sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It's the only thing for a qualm.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think perchance that I think you are in love. Nay, by Our Lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think, if I would think my heart out of thinking, that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedick was such another. He swore he would never marry, and now, in spite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted I know not, but methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedick, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Help me to dress, good coz, good Meg, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Oh, Mary, this it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Goodman Verges, sir, speaks a little off the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as God help I would desire they were, but in faith honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any man living that is an old man, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous. Silence, neighbor Verges.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
Oh, it pleases your worship to say so. But we are the poor duke's officers. But truly, for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all on your worship.
All thy tediousness on me, huh?
Yea, and 'twere 1,000 pound more than 'tis, for I hear a good exclamation on your worship, as of any man in the city. And though I be but a poor man, I am glad to hear it.
Oh, and so am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Oh, one word, sir. Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
Oh, it shall be suffragance. Go, good partner, go. Get you to George Seacoal. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examination these men.
Oh, and we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterward.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer, none.
What men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do. Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not that blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity...
I know what you would say. If I have known her, you will say she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate the forehand sin. No, Leonato. I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seems I ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee seeming, I will write against it.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
True? Oh, God!
Let me but move one question to your daughter. What man was he talked with you yesternight out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why, then you are no maiden. Leonato, I am sorry you must hear. Upon mine honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her at that hour last night, talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, they are not to be named, my lord, not to be spoke of. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
O hero, what a hero hadst thou been if half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall it more be gracious.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
Why, how no, cousin, wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light, smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle! Hero, why, hero, uncle, Signor Benedick, friar.
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
How now, cousin, hero?
Of comfort, lady.
Oh, dost thou look up?
Nay, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero, do not ope thine eyes, for did I think thou wouldst not quickly die, thought I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames. Myself would, on the rearward of reproaches, strike at thy life. Why had I not with charitable hand took up a beggar's issue at my gates? Who smircheth thus and mired with infamy? I might have said, no part of it is mine. This shame derives itself from unknown loins. but mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine that I was proud on, mine so much that I myself was to myself not mine. Valuing of her, why she is fallen into a pit of ink, that the wide sea hath drops too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little which may season give to her soul tainted flesh.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not, although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Confirmed! Oh, that is stronger maid which was before barred up with ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so, that speaking of her foulness washed it with tears? Hence from her! Let her die!
Hear me a little, for I have only silent been so long, and given way unto this course of fortune by noting of the lady. I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face, 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes, and in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn the errors that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool, trust not my reading nor my observations, which with experimental seal doth warrant the tenor of my book. Trust not my age, my reference, calling, nor divinity, if this sweet lady lie not guiltless here, under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace that she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. She not denies it. Why seekest thou then to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that to accuse me, I know none. Prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some misprision in the princes.
Two of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lies in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainies.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not yet so dried this blood of mine, but they shall find, awakened in such a kind, both strength of limb and policy of mind, ability and means and choice of friends, to quit me of them throughly.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princess, left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. She dying, as it must be so maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For it so falls out that what we have we prize not to the worth whiles we enjoy it. But being lacked and lost, why, then we rack the value. Then we find the virtue that possession would not show us whiles it was ours. So it will fare with Claudio. If ever love had interest in his liver, and wish he had not so accused her, no, though he had thought his accusation true, let this be so. And doubt not but success will fashion the event in better shape then I can lay it down in likelihood. But if all aim but this be levelled false, the supposition of the lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy, and if it sort not well, you may conceal her, as best fits her wounded reputation, in some reclusive and religious life, out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet, by mine honor, I will deal with this as secretly and justly as your soul should within your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently, away. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day perhaps is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
Oh, I do love nothing in the world so well as you. He's not that strange.
As strange as the thing I know not. It was possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not. Yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me!
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it, I protest, I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the whole world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height, a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace!
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window! A proper saying.
Hey, but Beatrice...
Sweet hero, she is wronged. She is slandered. She is undone.
Beatrice.
Oh, that I were a man for his sake. Oh, that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue. And trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough, I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Now go comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Is our whole dissembly appeared?
Which be the malefactors? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Borachio.
Pray, write down Benaccia. Yours, sirrah?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrade.
Ooh, write down Master Gentleman Comrade. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir.
We hope.
Write down that they hope they serve God. And write God first. For God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves. How answer you for yourselves?
Mary, sir, we say we are none.
A marvelous, witty fellow, I assure you. But I will go about with him. Come you hither, sirrah. A word in your ear. Sir, I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say, we are none.
Oh, well, stand aside. For God, they are both in a tale. Have you written down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yea, yea, Mary. That is the F this way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Oh, why, this is flat perjury to call the prince's brother villain.
Master Constable.
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Black burglary that was ever committed.
Oh, yeah, by mass that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean, upon his words, to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain, thou will be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Oh, let them be in the hands.
Off!
Coxcomb.
God, my life. Where's the sexton? Let her write down the prince's officer, Coxcomb. Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
No way. You are an ass. You are an ass.
Oh. Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that she were here to write me down an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it not be written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as such be proven to thee upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and which is more an officer, and which is more a householder, and which is more as pretty a piece of flesh as ever was in Messina. And the one that knows the law, go to. And a rich fellow enough, go to. And a fellow that hath losses, and one that hath 2 gowns, and everything handsome about him. Bring him away. Oh, that I had written down an ass.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. And 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Give not me counsel, nor let no comforter delight mine ear, but such a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience. Measure his woe the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain, and I of him will gather patience. But there is no such man. For, brother, men can counsel and speak comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel, but tasting it, Their counsel turns to passion, which before would give perceptual medicine to rage. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee, peace! I will be flesh and blood, for there was never yet philosopher that could endure the toothache patiently. However, they have writ the style of gods and made a push at chance and sufferance.
Yeah, you bend not all hard upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
Oh. There thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know. So shall the prince and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Well, here come the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good Ian, good Ian.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Oh, some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Marry, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler. Thou! Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Marry, beshrew my sword, if it should give your age such cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man. Never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard, nor a fool, as under privilege of age to brag, what I have done being young, or what you would do were I not old. No, Claudio, to thy head, thou hast so wronged mine innocent child and me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days, to challenge thee to trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors, oh, in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare.
Away, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou kill'st me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us, and men indeed, but that's no matter. Let him kill one first. Win me and wear me. Let him answer me. Sir, boy, I'll whip you from your foining fence. Nay, as I'm a gentleman, I will.
Brother!
Content yourself. God knows I loved my niece, and she is dead. Slandered to death by villains that dare as well answer a man indeed as I dare take a serpent by the tongue.
Brother Anthony.
Content, brother. What, man? I know them, yea, and what they weigh, even to the utmost scruples scrambling, outfacing, fashion-mongering boys. Speak off half a dozen dangerous words, how they might hurt their enemies if they durst, and this is all.
But, Brother Anthony.
Oh, come, 'tis no matter. Do you not meddle, let me deal with this.
Gentlemen both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord,
I will not hear you.
No? Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, Signor. You are almost come to part almost a fray.
We had like to have had our two noses snapped off with two old men without teeth.
Leonato and his brother. What thinkst thou? Had we fought, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I just not. I will make it good on how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavily on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humor. You break jests as braggarts do their blades, which by God thanked hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
But soft you, let me be. Pluck up my heart and be sad. Did he not say my brother was fled?
Ha! Some villains, yeah!
How now, two of my brother's men bound, Borachio one?
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanderers. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this count kill me. I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the lady Hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments, how you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation, and briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But did my brother see thee onto this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon this villainy.
Sweet Hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare resemblance that I loved at first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Which is the villain?
That.
Let me see his eyes. That, and when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you wrong, look to me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain, thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin, yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here, how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come you to my house. And since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin. And so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer and dispose from henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow, then, I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave.
Moreover, sir, which indeed it is not under black and white, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Oh, your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverent youth. I praise God for you.
There, for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart. And if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, lords. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I'll mourn with Hero.
Pray thee, sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
I pray thee, call Beatrice. I'll give thee the bucklers.
Give us the swords. We have bucklers of our own. Well, I will call Beatrice to you, who I think hath legs.
And therefore will come. Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, senor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Oh, then is spoken. Fare you well now. And yet ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frightened the word right out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And I pray thee now tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good parts to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love? A good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
Oh, in spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
Oh, it appears not in this confession. There's not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
Now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Well, serve God, love me, and mend. There I will leave you too, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. Yonder's old coil at home. It is proven that my lady Hero hath been falsely accused, and the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of it all, and who is fled and gone. Well, will you come presently?
Well, will you go hear this news, senor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And, moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated. Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into your chamber by yourselves. And when I send for you, come hither veiled. The prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit me. You know your office, brother. You must be father to your brother's daughter, and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me, or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonato, good truth it is, good Signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I my daughter lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me. But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is your good will may stand with ours, this day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage. In which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind were she a hateful shrew.
Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she. I do give you her.
Why then she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero.
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled. But I do live, and surely as I live, I am a maid.
She died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify when after that the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do you not you love me?
Troth, no. No more than reason.
Why, then my cousin, Margaret and Ursula, are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
Oh, they swore that you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me.
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure that you love this gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon that he loves her, for here's a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedick.
A miracle! Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for a pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace, peace. I will stop your mouth with a kiss.
Ah, how dost thou, Benedick, the married man?
Well, I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of wit-crackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire and epigram? Nah. If a man will be beaten with brains, he shall wear nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do propose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it, and therefore never flout at me for what I have said against it. For a man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
I had well hoped thou wouldst have denied, Beatrice, that I might have cudgelled thee out of thy single life to make thee a double dealer, which out of question thou wilt be, if my cousin do not look exceedingly narrowly to thee.
Come, come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterward.
First of my word, therefore, play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife. Strike up, pipers.
Recording. Go ahead.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Cool. I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
Hang it.
Sorry. I am recording now, so you need to make noise.
Noise.
Only foul words there. Ah, son of a bitch. Shut up, dog!
But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical, but...
I think that's good. Coleman, you want to say enigmatical a different way and redo that?
I wish that I could.
But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is your goodwill may stand with ours.
Little creepy.
50% of the people on screen I'm married to.
I mean, that doesn't negate it, but it is true.
50% you're not.
It's true.
I am rude. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm rude.
All right.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong scene.
I know you well enough. You are
Well, I was
Signor
going to tell you when I was recording.
that I was ready when you were ready.
Yeah, and that was just what I was looking for. And now, so I got all of that anyway, so we'll just keep rolling, and you guys pick it up when you want.
Okay.
I am not as I have been.
And so say I. Methinks you are sadder.
Can we do that again?
You're a much nicer person than Dave.
Signor Leonato, truth, it is good, Signor. Oh. Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. Is it?
And
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. God damn it. Your answer, sir, is Your answer, sir, is enigmatical.
No.
God damn it.
Enig.
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical.
Just say enig over and over.
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical.
There you go.
Enigmatical. Enigmatical. Your answer, sir, is God damn it.
Oh. Wow.
This brings me such great joy.
Remember that I am an ass.
That was the best one yet.